So next is, what is the value of the clear cover that we must provide? So that depends upon the structural component. So let's say that if it is your slab, then the clear cover that you must provide is 15 mm. Okay, so this is the clear cover in mm. That is the distance from the surface of the concrete up to the reinforcement. This distance, that is the face of the reinforcement, this distance must be equal to 15 mm. So at least this much of distance is required. For the beams, we provide the clear cover of 25 mm. For columns, we provide 40 mm. For footing, be it an isolated footing or the raft foundation or the strap beam, we provide cover of 50 mm. So for other structural elements such as shear wall, we'll provide a cover of 25 mm. For staircase, we provide the cover of 15 mm. It goes same for the slab. And for the flat slabs, the slab that has no beams but only the columns, the load is directly transferred to the columns and not to the beams, we provide the cover of 20 mm. So these are the general values that we use. It is not mandatory that you have to use exactly 15 mm for the slab. You can use 20 mm given the conditions. Let's say that if your structure is in a very corrosive environment, in that case you would want a bigger cover than this one. But the lower values than these are not recommended. You can adopt the higher values but not very high. Because what happens is that if you, let's say that if this is my beam, these are the reinforcements. So this will be my depth of the beam. So let's say that this is 350 mm. And if you shift these rebars up, somewhere there will be a neutral axis, okay? Because we know that the upper portion of the beam is in compression and the lower portion is in tension. So somewhere between these two regions there is a line where there is neither compression nor tension, and that we call as the neutral axis. So when these rebars get shifted up, the distance from the neutral axis up to that rebar decreases. That in turn decreases the moment carrying capacity of this beam. So you have to make sure that at the site the cover blocks used are not very thin and not very thick. Sometimes what what the contractor might do is that he might use the cover block of the footing on the slab because the cover blocks for the slab has finished and he didn't prepare. You have to make sure that that thing is not happening over there. So you have to check this thing as well.